Oke, selamat pagi murid-murid. Hari ini kita akan masuk lagi ke subtopik yang baru, yaitu 3.4 kesinambungan sumbangan zaman prasejarah kepada kemajuan kehidupan manusia. So, cikgu encourage kamu untuk prepare, sediakan buku teks sejarah kamu dan buka muka surat 60. Oke, muka surat 60, page 60. Alright, make sure you have your textbook sejarah form 1, because inside the textbook they have a lot of picture. Okay, a lot of picture there. Okay, let's move on. Okay, before we proceed to the next slide, I will explain you a little bit. So, manusia zaman prasejarah, we should be thankful to them, although they live a very struggling life dan use a very simple tools like this one. Tetapi mereka, they already gave us a lot, okay? Gave us a lot. All the struggling already gave us a lot in terms of knowledge, ilmu, budaya, culture, dan hasil tinggalan, okay? What they left for us untuk zaman ini. Okay, so we should be thankful. Alright, ini adalah glossary. So Cego ingat Cego sudah pernah explain what is the meaning of idea of fact, right? So idea of fact, I will explain again, merupakan hasil tinggalan manusia zaman prasejarah yang berkaitan dengan ideologi dan kepercayaan. This one. Okay, idea of fact is the ideology or belief, alright? The belief of the human uh, in the prehistorical age. Okay, that is idea of fact. Okay, so move on. Okay, dalam subtopik ini kita akan sentuh 7 perkara. We going to touch or we going to learn 7 things inside this topic, subtopic, right? One is activity pertanian, the agriculture activity, memburu binatang, hunting, menternak binatang, breeding, monument dan seni bina, monument and architecture, idea of fact, okay, tools, peralatan, tembikar, vase, okay. Okay, next kita pergi kepada activity pertanian. So, activity pertanian dia hanya bermula only started during the Neolithic age, okay, zaman Neolithic. You must remember, not Mesolithic, not Paleolithic. It start from zaman Neolithic. Alright. So, jenis tanaman yang ditanam pada zaman itu adalah padi, gandum, dan barley. Okay, menjadi sumber makanan dan pekerjaan yang sangat penting dan dilakukan secara sara diri dan kecil-kecilan. They only do the agriculture for themselves, so they can provide their own food to survive. Okay, during those stage or during those time lah. Alright, but pada zaman modern pula, in this modern age, the agriculture become the commercial activity. Commercial means you sell your product. Alright, sell your product. Pick for example, pertanian activity mula dijual dan dilakukan secara besar-besaran. This is the different. One is besar-besaran and pada zaman Neolithic is kecil-kecilan. It's different in a big scale and a smaller scale. Alright, dan this one is mula dijual. Okay, they sell, but on the Neolithic age they only plant these plants for themselves, okay, not for sale. Alright, dan menggunakan peralatan yang modern. Okay, next, memburu binatang merupakan aktiviti yang paling tua. Why paling tua? Sebab memburu binatang telah diamal oleh manusia sejak zaman Paleolithic. It's already started since Paleolithic age. Okay, so they are the people during the people in the Paleolithic or the other ages, okay, they are using senjata batu, tulang, kayu, gangsa, besi, and so on. Okay, mereka menggunakan these things for hunting. Dan setengah manusia juga menggunakan sumpit. Sumpit is like a large straw or large stick with a hollow inside. Then you put a small dart inside that stick, then you blow the stick, then the dart will shoot out from the stick. Alright, it's used by the native people. Alright, So, pada zaman moden pula, the hunting activity is being done as a hobby, not for survival, just like the Paleolithic age. Okay, not for not to find a food resources, but as a hobby. And mereka menggunakan senjata yang lebih canggih dan berlesen dan berdaftar. Okay, remember, berlesen dan berdaftar. Nowadays, you cannot own your own, like guns or something like that. Okay, you cannot have that unless you have license. And the license dikeluarkan oleh perhilitan. Okay, only you have the license, then you can have your own firearms or weapon. Okay, that is the difference antara zaman tua dan pada zaman modern. Okay, next. Menternak binatang bermula pada zaman Neolitik, same as agriculture. Bermula pada zaman Neolitik dan membolehkan manusia mendapat sumber makanan. Okay? They are focusing on food resources only. Tetapi pada zaman moden pula, dia menjadi aktiviti komersial. Hasil peternakan dijual. Okay, commercial is dijual. Okay, so pada zaman moden mereka menampung. They provide meat and dairy product, just like your milk, okay, or your cheese. Bagi sesebuah negara, they are focusing on the country, the profit for the country. Alright. Okay, next, peralatan, tools. Diperbuat pada zaman dulu, pada zaman dulu dia diperbuat daripada batu, kayu dan tulang haiwan. You already learned that. Mula mencipta peralatan gangsa dan besi melalui teknologi peleburan dan acuan. If you still remember, I already explained this in the previous subtopic. Okay. Dan menghasilkan pedang, sword, parang, the same thing. Okay. A short sword maybe, tombak, a spear, cangkul, kapak dan keris. Okay. Tetapi pada zaman moden pula, peralatan berubah apabila mesin dan jentera. This is the difference. In the olden age, they are producing this thing only. Pedang, parang, tombak, cangkul, kapak, and keris. Tetapi pada zaman moden, they are making or create machinery and a big vehicle or heavy duty vehicle. Alright. So, mesin-mesin melakukan kebanyakan aktiviti seperti memotong daging, not using the human labor anymore. Okay, tidak menggunakan tenaga manusia, tetapi menggunakan tenaga mesin. Okay, next ialah tembikar. So, tembikar dijadikan sebagai tempat simpanan atau bekas makanan dan peralatan memasak. Okay, so in the last time, tembikar has their purpose. Okay, sebagai tempat simpanan atau bekas makanan dan peralatan memasak. And also, tembikar, they are making a huge or big vase tembikar untuk dijadikan sebagai peralatan upacara ritual. Okay, maybe a small, medium, or big, large tembikar like that. So they are using for certain ritual. Okay, sebagai peralatan ritual. Pada zaman moden pula, tembikar dijadikan sebagai komoditi. Right? Commodity is barangan permintaan. Okay, the demand. Komoditi perdagangan, the demand. Okay, pick for example, tembikar dari China is favored by the European country. Okay, the people from the European country want to buy tembikar daripada China. Sebab itu tembikar pada zaman moden menjadi komoditi. Okay, komoditi perdagangan. Dan juga pada zaman moden, industri pembuatan tembikar menjadi sangat penting. Why? Because it is for display. Okay, for display purpose only. Not just like last time. Mostly is for display purpose. Dan contohnya pembuatan labu sayong di Kuala Kangsar, Perak. Okay, pembuatan labu sayong di Kuala Kangsar, Perak. Labu sayong is the name of the tembikar that we have. Right? Okay, next, ideal fact. Okay, ideal fact, I already explain what is ideal fact. So, ideal fact, manusia zaman prasejarah sangat menghormati mayat. Okay, they respect the dead. Okay, so pada zaman manusia, pada zaman prasejarah, manusia pada zaman prasejarah percaya kematian bukan penamat dan mayat dikembumi bersama pelbagai peralatan. A lot of thing is being buried with the dead body. Okay. Pick for example, guaca, mayat diletakkan di atas bantal batu, dan di Sabah pula mayat diletakkan ke dalam keranda kayu dan disimpan di dalam gua kapur. Right? So next but not least ialah monumen dan seni bina. Tetapi kita akan belajar faham dulu apa maksud monumen. So monument is a building, okay, bangunan, building yang dibina untuk memperingati seseorang, okay, to remember someone famous, not just anybody, but someone is famous, okay, a figure, dan juga untuk memperingati sesuatu peristiwa yang penting, okay, itu dipanggil sebagai monumen, right? So monumen dan seni bina dia bermula pada zaman Neolitik, okay, pada zaman Neolitik. Manusia mula membina monumen untuk berbagai tujuan, just like the Stonehenge. Okay? Sebahagian binaan ini masih kekal sehingga hari ini. Pada zaman moden pula, kemajuan dalam teknologi binaan manusia semakin berkembang. So they are using the more advanced technology to create a monument, just like you can see the Menara Berkembar Kuala Lumpur, KLCC. It considered as a monument because that building is represent Malaysia to the whole wide world. Okay, when you remember KLCC, you remember Malaysia, right? So I think that's all for our topic. Alright, so make sure you do your homework and you submit before the due date. Dan pastikan kamu buat juga ulang kaji supaya kamu lebih paham. Alright, sekian dan terima kasih.